Good evening, hoodies, and welcome back to the Hood Table one more again for another The Hood Table podcast with your girl Tanya. Now, today we are going to be doing commentary on day 6 of R. Kelly's sex trafficking trial. And like I always start off with, just to run down the charges that he's facing right now, R. Kelly is facing a multitude of charges from sex trafficking to forced labor and violations of the Mann Act, racketeering, sexual exploitation of children, and kidnapping. And today we are going to go over what we have come to find out from day 6 of the R. Kelly trial. So make sure you guys come on in, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the Hood Table if you're not already subscribed. Please and thank you very much. So, on this fifth day of the R. Kelly sex trafficking trial, Jane Doe number 5 was still on the stand. Jane Doe, who is now 23 years old, had first met Kelly when she was 17 during a concert she had attended with her parents. On the stand today, she also confirmed what we already knew about R. Kelly and Aaliyah. And although using a pseudonym name, I still believe that Jane Doe number 5 is none other than Azriel Clary, one of Kelly's ex living girlfriends. She told the court of a time when Kelly had made a confession concerning Aaliyah and their marriage. It was said in court that Kelly had some of his girlfriends come together for an Ask R. Kelly Anything type of session. During that session, one of the girlfriends asked him why he had married Aaliyah, who passed away in an untimely death in 2001. And let me just recognize that today is actually the anniversary of Aaliyah's death. Along with several other passengers, she passed away 20 years ago in a plane accident on August 25th, 2001. So at this time, let me just say, rest in peace to the beautiful Aaliyah. Now, in response to the question, Kelly said since Aaliyah was underage, it was illegal for her to get an abortion without her parents' consent, which was why he and Aaliyah illegally got married. The marriage and the alleged pregnancy was first introduced and confirmed in court on Monday, which was day 4 of the trial. That was when I'm sorry, I said Darius. That was when Demetrius Smith, R. Kelly's former tour manager, went into details of Kelly's relationship with Aaliyah. Smith had testified that he knew Kelly and Aaliyah's 1994 marriage was wrong, but like everyone else in Kelly's circle, Smith was very loyal and protective of R. Kelly. This past Monday, Smith had explained in court how he was able to get Aaliyah a fake ID since she was too young to get married. Smith had taken a chance on finding someone at the Public Aid Welfare Office that might make Aaliyah a fake welfare ID in exchange for $500, which they did find someone willing to do that. And again, Kelly was 27 years old and Aaliyah was only 15 years old at that time. Along with backing Smith's story today, Jane Doe number 5 also stated how R. Kelly would have his girlfriends write fake letters to their families. This is something that I remember being brought up on the Surviving R. Kelly series on Lifetime a few years ago. On that show, it was said how he would force the ladies to write letters full of lies in order to blackmail them. On the stand today, Jane Doe number 5 read aloud one of her letters addressed to her father, which said, "You decided to join in to get some money, and none of you gave interviews for free." In a separate letter, she accused her own mother of what she told Gayle King in an interview, which was that her mother told Kelly that since he was sleeping with her daughter, you need to pay or you need to send $10,000 to this bank account each and every month. Her brother would also receive a letter from the accuser. Her brother, who we first saw on the Surviving R. Kelly series, received a letter listing steps that their parents allegedly instructed his sister to do, and that those measures were used in order to extort money from Kelly. One of those steps included lying to R. Kelly about her age. Remember, Jane Doe number 5 was 16 when she first had sex with the singer, even though she had told him that she was 18 years old. Her brother's letter also said that her parents were trying to set the singer up. In a letter, Jane Doe number 5 also said, "Brother, I'm telling you the truth. I cannot make this up. My own parents were using me and my vagina to get money. They were going to destroy R. Kelly's career." She even stated in a letter to her brother that her parents tried to get Kelly to sponsor crazy business ventures, such as investing in Bluetooth dildos that people could play R. Kelly's music on. Uh, they decided to bring dildos to his show, Jane Doe number 5 said in a letter written to her brother about their parents, and how at the end of the singer's concerts, their parents would display sex toys, including dildos, to R. Kelly. There were more letters written to her family, but none of the letters were ever received by any families of any of the accusers. Instead, Jane Doe number 5 testified that those letters were handed directly to R. Kelly, who then gave them to his lawyers. Those letters, Jane told prosecutors today, were given to Kelly's lawyers specifically to protect him in a trial like the one we are seeing him in today. Many things that Jane Doe number 5 read aloud today basically reiterated what she had told Gayle King previously in an interview. So, of course, when being cross examined by Kelly's defense attorney, Devereaux Canick, the goal was to undermine Jane Doe number 5's credibility because she and other accusers had earlier claimed that R. Kelly would sometimes spank them if they didn't adhere to his strict rules. But in one of Jane Doe's letters to her parents, she wrote, "I decided I would spank myself really hard until I had bruises." And in another letter, she even read where she told the singer that if he tried to break up with her, "I'm going to tell everyone you raped me. If you don't bring me that DICK, then I'm going to say you raped me. I'm going to say you raped me since I was a minor." So far, from several witnesses, we've heard how R. Kelly was sexually abusive, even forcing them to have sex with other people. But after reading such a letter, Kelly's defense team is again using that to try to undermine the credibility of Jane Doe number 5. But to redirect the attention from Jane Doe's parents back to the singer, prosecutor Elizabeth Geddes launched a series of questions to the accuser. For instance, some of the questions were: who directed you to write those fake letters? Who gave you spankings every few days as chastisement for breaking their rules? Who forced you to have sex with a man that they refer to as nephew? Who did you contact herpes from? Who pressured you into having sex with other females? After each question, Geddes would ask Jane Doe number 5, "Was it your parents or was it R. Kelly?" To which the accuser repeatedly answered, "R. Kelly." By that time, Jane Doe number 5 had been broken down to tears, naming R. Kelly as her answer on each question. Now we know the 54-year-old Kelly still has other pending criminal cases as well in Minnesota and Illinois. And he has continued to plead not guilty to those charges, as well as pleading innocent to the charges that he is on trial for today. The current federal trial will resume tomorrow on Thursday, but as for Friday, per U.S. District Judge Ann Donnelly, court will not be in session on Friday. After this weekend, prosecutors will continue to present their case to the courts on Monday. And I just want to give you guys a little side note. R. Kelly's publishing catalog is for sale. In jail since July of 2019, Kelly hasn't been able to perform on any tours or create any new music. Because of being locked up, he had to also cancel his 2019 tours. However, his existing recordings still garner a lot of revenue that is directed to his former label RCA Records. This year alone, Kelly's music has brought in around $1.7 million so far just in the United States. Unfortunately for Kelly, he doesn't receive any of those royalties. For one reason, others have already laid claim to that money. That would be his former recording studio landlord and a woman who won a $4 million judgment against him for allegedly sexually abusing her when she was 16. Also, over the last few years, both RCA and Universal Music Publishing Group dropped R. Kelly. even though they own all rights to his work. Since he hasn't been able to make any money over the last few years, he's been quietly shopping in his publishing catalog, according to two music asset buyers who were approached as a possible purchase. No buyers have taken any offers yet for the catalog that includes over a dozen top 10 Billboard Hot 100 hits. Those recordings are by Kelly himself, as well as songs for Aaliyah, Michael Jackson, and other artists. And as recently as 6 months ago, Mercuritis, who is a Canadian American music industry executive and entrepreneur, has even received an offer. It has been offered to me a number of times by his team, and of course, I've said no for the obvious reasons. The Hypnosis Songs Fund founder and CEO of the Family Music Ltd stated. And a representative for Kelly has declined to comment. So that is what we have learned so far. It is now day 6 of the R. Kelly sex trafficking trial. Tomorrow will be day 7. Friday they're going to take a break, and then they will resume and pick back up on Monday. And of course, we are going to continue to follow this court case. Again, to all my hoodies, please make sure you like the video, share the video, and subscribe to the Hood Table. And make sure you follow us on our other platforms: Facebook, Twitter, IG, our other YouTube channel, which is the Hood Table 402, which is our backup channel. We're also on Snapchat, TikTok, and I think I said Twitter. Yep. And then don't forget we have our own personal website, thehoodtable.com. So make sure you follow us on thehoodtable.com. Even become a member over there. Subscribe to our monthly newsletters over there. And as well, if you want to become a member on the Hood Table YouTube channel, all you have to do is click that join button, which is right next to the subscribe button. And it's only $1.99 per month. Less than $2 per month to become an official member of the Hood Table. And on that note, everybody, stay safe, be blessed, remain vigilant at all times, and never forget to always keep it hood. Bye.